is the best movie of the year you were born? I was born in 1991. So yeah, 1991, my favorite movie of 1991. So you're asking 1991. Silence of the Lambs came out in 1991. So Silence of the Lambs, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is really good. I like Point Break. Point Break came out in 1991. I'm trying to think of 1991 movies. Oh my god. Those are the ones I can think of right off the top of my head. But Silence of the Lambs, Beauty and the Beast, they're some of my favorites of 1991. Least favorite movie of 1991. Oh, I know this. Highlander 2. Highlander 2. Drop Dead Fred as well. That came out in 1991 as well. Drop Dead Fred, Highlander 2, Never Ending Story 2. Those are really bad 91 films. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Alright, question 4. Favorite action movies this decade. So yeah, from 2010 to 2017, favorite action movies. I love John Wick. John Wick and John Wick 2 are friggin' awesome action films. Mad Max Fury Road. What a lovely day. What a lovely day. Great action films. Drive. Drive with Ryan Gosling. It's an art house action film, but still an action film. Still an action film. Some of the superhero movies with great action scenes. Civil War. Civil War's an action film, so yeah, Civil War. So yeah. Force Awakens, if you count that. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. And question 5, congrats on 1,000 subs. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the channel. Not a question, but it is a compliment, and I will take it. Anyways, alright, let's go down. Alright, next is Fan on Film. What was the first movie you saw in theaters? Mine was the Sam Raimi Spider-Man film. I saw that film too. It's not my first film, but I saw it when I was about 9 or 10 years old. I remember seeing that at the first Spider-Man film, and I had to pee the whole, right in the scene when Norman Osborn first becomes Green Goblin, that scene, that's the moment I had to go to the bathroom. From that scene all the way to the end credits, I holded it. I did not want to miss anything from Spider-Man. So I had to go to the bathroom so freaking bad, but I didn't want to miss anything from the film. So yeah, I held it in. It was painful. It was really painful, especially getting near the ending of the film. I really had to go to the bathroom. I thought about peeing in the cup because I finished my cup of soda. I felt like peeing in there, but that would have been frowned upon. So I didn't, but yeah, I saw Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi one. I loved seeing it in theaters, so yeah. So yeah, what was the question? What was the question again? First movie I saw in theaters. 1994, The Lion King. I was 3 years old. My aunt took me, my sister. We saw The Lion King. Awesome. Great film. Next is from Movie Man. Movie Man says, Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Wars. Star Wars all the way. I love Star Trek. I am a big Trekkie. I love Star Trek. I love the show. I love the original series. I love The Next Generation. I do not like Voyager. I never really got past the first season. I was never a Voyager fan. I was never a Deep Space Nine fan or Star Trek Enterprise fan. I couldn't get into those Star Trek shows for some reason. I always loved the original series. I grew up with the original series. Same with The Next Generation. I think they're great shows. They're timeless shows. I love the original films, the Next Generation films. There's bad ones, like The Final Frontier and Insurrection, but there's great movies. I love the new J.J. Abrams ones, then Star Trek Beyond. I love Star Trek. I even love Star Trek Discovery. I know there's some mixed things about it. Some hardcore Trekkies are saying it's a disgrace to Star Trek and everything. I strongly disagree. I think Star Trek Discovery is a really good show. I actually am really liking it, and yeah, I love Star Trek. Star Wars, though, I grew up with that as well, and I was introduced to it first, and I love it. I love the characters more. I love the stories more. I read the comic books, some fan fiction novels of Star Wars, the video games I love. I love the shows, the movies, the original trilogy. I even love these new Star Wars movies. I love, again, the shows, the animated series. The Clone Wars was pretty good. Star Wars Rebels is fantastic. I love Star Wars. I live and breathe Star Wars, so yeah. Star Wars all the way. Okay, next is... Next is from Richard Cardente. Richard Cardente. Have you ever read Chris Duckman's book on films from the 2000s you need to see before you die? Chris Duckman's book. I love Chris Duckman. I watch all of his videos. I've not read his book yet. I've heard good things, but no, I've not read his book yet. Alright, next is from Hayden Davis again. Yes, he has more questions, apparently, which is cool. More the merrier. Have you seen The Big Bang Theory? If so, do you like the show? Okay. Big Bang Theory. All right, let's talk about some Big Bang Theory. Yes, I've watched Big Bang Theory. I have seen every single episode of Big Bang Theory, even the new season. It is now in season 11 now. It needs to die already, but okay. I don't understand this love or this hate for Big Bang Theory. I don't get it. I know a lot of people hate it, and I know a lot of people love it, and I understand both point of views. Like, I've watched the show. I still watch the show. Do I like it? Not particularly. I do watch it though. I do find it enjoyable. I do find it funny at times, but no, I don't love it that much. But I don't know. I just find it enjoyable to watch, but it's kind of like guilty pleasure television. It's nothing that great, by no means. I don't understand why people call it like groundbreaking television, one of the greatest comedies ever, and this is what made nerds cool. And I don't agree with that. So, like, I don't understand why Big Bang Theory, why this show is the show that made geeks and nerds cool. Nerds have always been cool, so it's not because of the Big Bang Theory. And I don't understand the hate towards it either. Some people are calling it the worst comedic show ever on television. It is so stupid and so bad. I get if you say if it's not your kind of humor, not your kind of comedy, but the worst, like, I've seen so much worse shows than The Big Bang Theory. Like, that 70s show, like, that is such a loved show, and I think that is a stupid and awful show, and I can't stand it. Two Broke Girls, oh, such bad shows. There are way worse comedic shows out there than The Big Bang Theory. And I'm not saying The Big Bang Theory is a great show. It's by no means great, actually. It's a very flawed show and has very unlikable characters in it, but there are funny moments in it. There are some geek culture jokes that I really love and I really find enjoyable. Yes, the newer seasons have been the worst seasons of Big Bang Theory. Seasons 1 to 6 were much funnier because now they talk more about relationship problems and stuff. And characters that were once likable are very unlikable now. Like Bernadette and Penny and stuff. Like, they're very unlikable characters now, but I don't hate the show. I don't love it, but I find it enjoyable enough, and I still watch it. It's not great at all, though. It's by no means like the best, but it's no means the worst. So I understand the hate and love, but I also don't understand the hate and love. So yeah, it's complicated, but The Big Bang Theory is not that bad. It's not. There are way worse shows out there. So yeah. Anyways, he also asks, do you like sports? Do I like sports? I don't watch any sports, really. Occasionally I watch hockey, because that's the Canadian in me. I used to play hockey, too. When I was a kid, I played hockey for a few years. When I was like 9 and 10, I played hockey for a little bit. That's it. I was never a sports kind of guy. I was never very athletic. Look at me. Look how skinny I am. Do I look athletic to you guys? No, I don't watch sports. I watched a little bit when I was younger, but yeah, I watch mostly hockey. I watch the Olympics when it comes on, the Winter Olympics. I watch the Olympics. I love watching the Winter Olympics. I root for Team Canada. I root for Team Canada. I watch speed skating, skiing, snowboarding. All the Winter Olympics is really cool to me. Bobsledding, all that shit, and yeah, even figure skating. I like watching figure skating during the Winter Olympics. So yeah, I watch the Olympics when it comes out every 4 years. And occasionally I watch hockey, but I don't really watch sports. And I don't really play sports either. I'm a complete nerd. I watch movies, read comic books, and all that shit. So yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah, sports and me really don't, collide together. I love sports movies. Sports movies are really cool, but no, I'm not a sports guy. Anyway. Alright, so next question is from Super Mario Fan 03. What's going on, buddy? His question is, first one is, what do you think of Daniel Craig's decision of wanting Denis Villeneuve to direct a Bond movie, Bond 25? That would be amazing. Like, Denis Villeneuve can do no wrong. What he has done with his zombies, Enemy, Sicario, Prisoners, Arrival, even what he's doing now with Blade Runner 2049, I haven't even seen the movie yet. He's one of the greatest filmmakers now. He's probably, like, the best modern filmmaker. He's amazing, Denis Villeneuve. And if he did a Bond film, I'd be completely up for that. That'd be pretty fucking awesome, actually. So yeah, I'm all for it. That'd be cool. Question 2 is, who would you have picked to direct Star Wars Episode 9 besides J.J. Abrams? And no, I'm not one of those whiners protesting against it. Don't worry. I'm not either. I'm not against J.J. Abrams. What's wrong with J.J. Abrams? Like, some people are like, oh, J.J. Abrams doesn't know how to close a film. Like, he did Star Trek, but then he did Into Darkness. So that's what Star Wars Episode 9 is going to be. It's going to be Into Darkness of Star Wars. By the way, I like Into Darkness. I think Star Trek Into Darkness is a good movie, but he's the one that brought Star Wars back. Like, Force Awakens was really awesome and badass and really cool and everything. Why can't he do it? I don't understand. I think J.J. Abrams is a great choice. So, I don't get it. Anyways, question 3. If you have the power to resurrect a director and bring him back from the dead, who would it be? A director who I'd bring back from the dead. I want to say Stanley Kubrick, but I want to go Alfred Hitchcock. Imagine Alfred Hitchcock alive nowadays and the kind of films he would make, especially with the modernization of technology and cameras and everything, digital filmmaking. I couldn't imagine what a Hitchcock movie would be like nowadays. It'd be pretty awesome. Like, people make Hitchcock kind of movies. That's why the term Hitchcockian has been invented, because people make Hitchcock-inspired films. So yeah, I'd love to see Alfred Hitchcock alive. I'd bring him back from the dead. Say Hitchcock. Hitchcock all the way. Anyways, next is from Liam Martin. Liam Martin says, "Are you excited for Blade Runner 2049? And also, congrats on 1000." Yep, again, another Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, I'm excited for Blade Runner 2049. The cinematography, the score, I heard Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford are awesome. I heard there was a lot of cool twists and turns. So yeah, I'm excited for Blade Runner 2049. Hell yeah. And yeah. Alright, next is from Samuel Black. Samuel Black has a few questions. Question 1. Who do you think is a better director, Steven Spielberg or Stanley Kubrick? I love both these directors too. I love Kubrick. I love Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg's my favorite director of all time. Everyone knows this. I love Kubrick though. What he did with films like Eyes Wide Shut, 2001: Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket. He's such a revolutionary filmmaker. And I know Spielberg and him were good friends. I still think Spielberg is a little more talented. He can do more genres than Kubrick, and Kubrick has a certain style that some people don't always like. Spielberg has different sorts of styles. Like, some movies people don't even realize Steven Spielberg directed them. Like, some of his movies are just so different, like Tintin, and then E.T., and then The Color Purple, then Schindler's List, and Lincoln, and then Minority Report, then Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're all very different films, and he has this funness to him, but then he has this really dark and seriousness when it comes to his filmmaking and his storytelling. So yeah, I like Spielberg. Spielberg's my favorite. And question 2, are there any classic rock bands do you like to listen to? Classic rock bands, yeah, Beatles. Beatles, Purple Rain, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, Black Sabbath. Those are classic. And yeah. Question 3. If you're a fan of movie musicals, which one is your favorite? Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar. If that's a cheap answer, Wizard of Oz is a close second. Wizard of Oz. Singing in the Rain's good too. Alright, question 4. Have you ever watched Breaking Bad? Yes, I love Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's a good show. Better Call Saul is also really good. I like Breaking Bad more though. Question 5. Could you do a top 10 Don Bluth movies or do a ranking from worst to best? I did that already. I did that, was it this year or last year? Sometime. It was a little bit ago. Just go into YouTube search, type in Jay Vader's Don Bluth. Jay Vader's Don Bluth. That'd be the very first. Ow. Just hit my elbow off the chair. Ow. Anyways, what was I saying? Type in YouTube search, Jay Vader's Don Bluth. That'll be the very first video that pops up. I did a ranking of all his films. I love Don Bluth. I don't want to spoil what my number 1 is, because just watch the video. Anyways, let's get going. Let's keep going with this. Anyways. Come on. You fucker. Come on. And next question is... There we go. Samuel S.L. Henshaw asks, congratulations on 1,000 subs, thank you, and if you were ever gonna make your own movie, what would it be and who would star in it? So if I made my own movie, who would be in it, who would star in my film? Again, I'd love to make a thriller, like a really cool, intense thriller, like a Rear Window, or a phone booth, or Buried and stuff. And they're really low budget too, so it's more logical for me to make that instead of blowing millions of dollars. All I need is maybe $1 million, or maybe even a little less. I can make a good, intense thriller. And I would love to have Ryan Gosling, because I love Ryan Gosling, and he's just so versatile, and I don't know if he would do it though, because it's a low budget film. So if he was up for it, I'd put Ryan Gosling in it, because he can do really good thrillers as well. So yeah, Ryan Gosling would be the dream choice. So yeah. Anyways, all right. All right, next ones. Question 1. This is from Federal Shot. Federal Shot asks, have you ever seen any I'm trying to talk. Have you ever seen any Ingmar Bergman films? And which one is your favorite? So if I've seen any Ingmar Bergman. Yes, I've seen Ingmar Bergman's. I've seen Ingmar Bergman's movies, yes. I've only seen 2. And those are his 2 most iconic films and his best films according to people. That's Persona and The Seventh Seal. And they're both amazing. I love The Seventh Seal. Max von Sydow's in that film. And Persona's really good. It's got the classic, shot and everything. Those movies I've seen, they're both amazing. The Seven Seal's a little bit better. I think that's my favorite, but I've seen those 2. Those are the only 2 I've seen because they're the most known Ingmar Bergman films. But yeah, I've seen those, and Seven Seal's my favorite. Question 2: what's a movie you tried to watch but couldn't sit through all the way? All right, so a movie I couldn't finish. I would think with closure with film, I have to finish a movie. I have this real problem with closure, even if the movie is so bad. That's why I don't walk out of films. But, alright. I'm trying to think of a movie I just couldn't finish anymore. Even gross movies I finished. Even very uncomfortable films. Actually, there's a movie, I forget what it's called. I think it's called My Mom's Boyfriend or something. My Mom's New Boyfriend. It's with, I think, Meg Ryan and Antonio Banderas and Colin Hanks, and she's dating this assassin hitman guy, and her son, played by Colin Hanks, doesn't like him, doesn't trust him and everything, and Colin Hanks almost has a crush on his own mother and everything. It was a really stupid movie. That movie I turned off. I watched it a few years ago, and I turned it off after 30 minutes of watching because it was just so bad and so weird and stuff. So I didn't like that one. So that's a movie I turned off. That's the only one that comes to mind because I have a thing with closure. I have to finish a film, despite how bad it is. That's why I sat all the way through Emoji Movie. That was painful. Next question is, what is your favorite final performance by an actor or actress? They must be dead. Okay. Favorite final performance. 2 come to mind, actually. James Dean in Giant. That's a really good final performance. And actually my favorite, Philip Seymour Hoffman in A Most Wanted Man. That movie is so good, so underrated. One of the best films of 2014. It's a John LeClaire adaptation, probably the best John LeClaire adaptation. It's a great, dramatic spy thriller. Philip Seymour Hoffman is so great in that film. I love him in that film. It's one of my favorite performances by him. That and Almost Famous. My favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman performances. And he's amazing in that film. And sadly, that's one of his last roles, which just sucks because Philip Seymour Hoffman's amazing. All right, next is question 4. Which is your favorite battle scene from Star Wars? Okay, battle scene. This is not fight scene. So lightsaber duels do not count because battle scene. A battle scene is different than a fight scene. If we went for a fight scene, it would be Luke versus Darth Vader, Empire Strikes Back. A battle is an army, an actual battle. And my favorite battle scene is the original Star Wars 1977, the space battle scene, with all of them trying to destroy the Death Star and stuff. They have the Death Star plans. It's just a really cool space battle. It's one of my favorite space battle scenes ever in Star Wars. I was going to go with the whole 3rd act of Rogue One, because that's just a great battle in general. And that's number 2, but my favorite battle is the space battle at the end of Star Wars. So that's my favorite battle. Question 5, favorite documentary. I love Man on Wire, directed by James Marsh. That's about Phil Petit, the guy who did Watch Across the Twin Towers. That's a great one. Side by Side is also a great documentary as well. Question 6, a movie you used to like but now despise. A movie I used to like. I don't know if a movie I despise, wow. Well, actually, when I was younger, when the Mummy movies first came out, I really loved them. The Brendan Fraser ones. I loved Mummy and Mummy Returns, and I think The Mummy, the first one's still fine. I don't think Mummy Returns is really good, though. Very good. I actually really thought it was awesome. Same with The Scorpion King. When that first came out, I thought that was such a cool movie. Those are garbage films now, though. Yeah, when you get older, you learn more about film and shit. Anyways, last question he asks is your best and worst experience in theaters. I already did my video, actually, of my bad movie-going experiences, so watch that for my bad experiences. There's a shit ton of them. Watch that video. I talked about all the bad experiences in cinema, but one of my favorites is seeing Force Awakens for the first time, because I never saw a great Star Wars film in theaters. I saw all the prequels, but I was too young to actually see the original trilogy, so seeing a genuinely great Star Wars film was amazing. It was a really cool experience, and it was a theater full of Star Wars fans, and it was awesome. Also, Gravity. I saw Gravity in 3D and IMAX, and I'm not all about the 3D and stuff. I think it's a stupid gimmick, but seeing Gravity in 3D and IMAX was pretty awesome, pretty insane, and I actually felt like I was floating in space. It was pretty fucking cool. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Alright, next. Next is from Phesus. He asks, favorite modern day actress. Favorite modern day actress. Two redheads. Amy Adams, Jessica Chastain. And then he also asks, best director. Quentin Tarantino or Paul Thomas Anderson. I love Paul Thomas Anderson, but Tarantino all the way. Next is from Kyle Murphy. Kyle Murphy asks, why is your YouTube name Jay Vaders and your Facebook name Jordan Simmons? Well, my whole name is Jordan Simmons Vaders, and I made Facebook way before I did YouTube and shit, so I just didn't put my whole last name on my Facebook, so. And the reason my YouTube name is Jay Vaders, everyone calls me Jay, and I think Vaders is just a cool last name, and Jay Vaders just sounds better than Jay Simmons Vaders. That just doesn't sound right. And Darth Vader's always been like my favorite character in Star Wars. That's why my ending phrase is dark side. So Jay Vader's just sounds better. It sounds cooler. He also asks, if you had the chance to talk with any director in real life, who would you like to talk to? For me, it'd be Edgar Wright or Tarantino. Those are good choices. Actually, I love those choices because Tarantino and Edgar Wright are huge film buffs, and they're really good guys to talk to. But I love to talk to Steven Spielberg. I have a lot of questions I'd love to ask him. Alright, he also asks, nothing else. That's actually it. Sorry. Next is from DCK77. He asks, if you could bring any deceased actor back from life, who would it be? Any deceased actor? Heath Ledger. Because Heath Ledger was like right in his prime before he died, especially when he did Dr. Pronounces, and he did like Monsters Ball and everyone, I'm Not There and Dark Knight. Heath Ledger or Cary Grant. Cary Grant's just, I'd love to see Cary Grant nowadays too. That'd be pretty amazing. Question 2, what are your predictions for the final season of Game of Thrones? Predictions? I think Jon Snow is going to take Iron Throne. Maybe. Yeah, I think Daenerys is going to die, even though I don't want to say because I love Daenerys. Daenerys is like my favorite character. I think Tyrion is going to be the hand to whoever king. There's an interesting theory too. Some people think Jon and Dany are both going to die, and they're going to have a child, and that child is going to take the Iron Throne, and Tyrion's going to be the hand for that child. That's interesting. That's an interesting. I think Brandon's going to die. I think, yeah, they're going to kill the White Walkers. It's not going to end too depressing and shit. Cersei's going to die. I think Jaime's going to kill her. And I think Jon Snow will take the throne. I think he'll take the Iron Throne. I think Daenerys is going to die. I think Sansa will run Winterfell, and Arya will be the guard and everything. And yeah, I think that's how it's going to kind of go down. And I think Jaime will rule Casterly Rock. So that's what I kind of predict. Also, if you can go back in time and marry any actress from the golden age of Hollywood, who would it be? Easy, Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly. Huge crush on Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly all the way. Alright, next is from Anime Watcher. Congrats on 1,000 subs. Thank you very much. What are your favorite animes? Anime series, top 3. Easy. Cowboy Bebop, Angel Beats, Wolf's Rain. 3 favorite animes. Also, who is your favorite acting performance? What are your favorite acting performances of the 2010s? Favorite acting performances of the 2010s? Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea is up there. Daniel Day-Lewis, Lincoln is up there. Jessica Chastain for 0 Dark 30 is up there. Rooney Mara, Girl with Dragon Tattoo. Those are some of the best performances of this decade. Jason Segel, End of the Tour. Very underrated performance. Those are good performances. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Alright, next is from Redman08100. Congrats on 1 subs. Thank you very much. Does 1K mean you get paid by YouTube? Not really. I haven't signed up for partnership yet. I will do that, and then when you do that, you get paid by the views, and it's by like per 1,000 views and stuff, so I won't get paid a lot of money, but I'll start getting the money. Yeah, stupid. Anyways, number 2, what is your most anticipated film of the upcoming year for next year? Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War looks amazing, so that I'm looking forward to. Alright, question 3, what is your most anticipated film for the rest of this year? Star Wars The Last Jedi, hands down. And Blade Runner. Blade Runner as well. And question 4, do you like Screen Junkies or Watch Mojo better? I love Watch Mojo because they do top 10 lists, but Screen Junkies all the way. They have movie fights, they have TV fights now, they have Screen Junkie show, honest trailers, Screen Junkies all the way. Okay, The Master of Gaming, what's going on, man? Question 1, will you read my comics? Will you review my movies? And do you like this picture? Yes, I like the picture, it's really good. And if you make your own movies, yeah, I'll review your movies, why not? Anyways, Alright, so next is from Maxim Jabber. Maxim Jabber, congratulations, you deserve more subscribers. Thank you. Question 1. Which is the movie you know isn't great but you still enjoy? A movie that isn't great but you still enjoy. Commando. Commando's not a good movie at all, but I have a lot of fun with it. Flash Gordon as well. It's not a good movie, but I enjoy it. I have some fun with it. Question 2, what is your opinion on wrestling? I'm not a big wrestling fan. I liked it a little bit when I was really, really young, but I'm not a big wrestling fan. I like The Wrestler, the movie The Wrestler, but I'm not a wrestling fan, no. Have you ever watched any Bulgarian movies or shows? Not that I know of. I should watch some more, though. Give me some recommendations. Comment below. Give me some recommendations. I'll watch them. Alright, question 4. Do you want to see The Hunchback of Notre Dame live-action remake? Well, there's been live-action movies about The Hunchback. There's really great movies called The Hunchback. But maybe if they make it really dark, maybe they can make it work. But honestly, the Disney one, the animated one's really good. It's a good film. Other than the gargoyles, it's like a fucking awesome film. So, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know why they're remaking live-action remakes of these great Disney films. I don't get it. Anyways. Question 5. Opinion on Merlin, the TV show. Haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things. Alright. Stuff you see in the cinema. Congrats to me. Thank you, buddy. Alright, next is FilmBuff06. What is your favorite movie of 2017 so far? I haven't seen Blade Runner yet, but as of right now, this date, it might change in a few days, but as of now, Baby Driver. Baby Driver is my favorite. Edgar Wright, what he did with it, such a great stylistic action film. That's another one of the better action films of this decade. Baby Driver, Baby Driver. War for the Planet of the Apes is really close, but yeah. Baby Driver. Baby Driver! Baby! Anyway, question 2. Have there been any movies you walked out of? Nope. Again, I have a thing with closure. I don't walk out of films, despite how bad it is. I don't. And what are your thoughts on Batman the Animated Series? I love Batman the Animated Series. It's one of my favorite cartoons of all time. It's not my all-time favorite cartoon, but it's one of the best adaptations of the Batman. Kevin Conroy is probably like the best Batman ever. Some of my favorite episodes is the Mr. Freeze episode, when you first establish Mr. Freeze and stuff. And I love that animated series because Mr. Freeze is actually one of the most compelling villains in the show. And it spawned great films too. Mr. Freeze and Batman Sub-Zero, Mask of the Phantasm, all animated series movies, and I love the animated series. It also gave us Harley Quinn. Paul Dini gave us Harley Quinn. She's awesome. Mark Hamill's Joker. Everything about the animated series is great. The style, the animation, the tone, Kevin Conroy, the great action. It's just a timeless cartoon. I love it. It's so good. Question 4. Who's your favorite MCU villain? I'm guessing the shows count too. So the shows count. So my favorite is the Vulture, Michael Keaton, and Killcrave from Jessica Jones, and Wilson Fisk from Daredevil. Those are my favorite villains. Question 5. If you're put in charge of making a movie, what type of movie would you make? Thriller. Claustrophobic thrillers. Those are my favorites. Question 6. What are your thoughts on Star Wars The Last Jedi reportedly being the longest movie in the franchise? That's cool. If it's awesome, longer the better. Alright. Anyways, when finish asks, yo, congrats. I knew you would be anticipating 1,000. You deserved it. Oh, it's not a question. Just congrats. Thank you. All right, Hayden Davis again. Man, you have a few questions. All right. Can you do a current ranking of MCU? I will after Thor Ragnarok. I'll do a curtain redux of the MCU films. And which movies inspire you the most? And are you excited? How excited are you for the next upcoming MCU films? A lot of them look awesome. Infinity War looks awesome. And what films inspire me? A lot of films inspire me. Blade Runner inspires me. Star Wars inspires me. Good Will Hunting really inspires me to write films and stuff. So yeah, a lot of films inspire me. Also do a Blu-ray collection. Yep, every November I do a Blu-ray collection. No worries. Means no worries for the rest of your days. Just about that Blu-ray, by the way. Lion King. It's all problem free. A philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Anyways. Alright, from Joseph Garverlides. I am so sorry. I apologize. I can't read. Alright, this question is, if you could erase one terrible movie from existence, what would it be? Last Airbender. Should never have existed. Technodrone 406. What's going on, buddy? Technodrone 406 asks, would you rather watch Jack and Jill or The Last Airbender? Both awful and ear-bleedingly annoying. Last Airbender is worse, though, so Jack and Jill. Even though I don't want to suffer through that again. Anyways, the Double X Prince has 3 questions. Alright. Question 1, is the DCEU done after Justice League? Well, no, they have all the schedules for all the other films, but Justice League doesn't look good, so I hope it's done after. Just start all over again. I don't think they just didn't do it properly, the DC films. I don't know why they're rushing so quickly with the Justice League and everything. I don't even like any of these characters. I don't know the Flash, because they never made a Flash movie, and Cyborg and Aquaman. They never made their own films, so we're not attached to them. I don't get it. Anyways, question 2. What is the worst movie finale in a franchise? The worst movie finale to a franchise. The worst finale to a franchise. I have no idea. Worst finale to a franchise. I'm so blanking here. Die Hard. Die Hard's really bad. Die Hard. RoboCop. Those are bad. So yeah. Question 3. Are you planning on redoing some previous ranking videos? Redoing? The Marvel ones and stuff, so I can add on to it. So yeah, in a way, yeah. Alright, we're getting near the ending-ish, I think. How many do we have here? Hold on, I'm looking at it. Oh my. No, we're not. There's a few left. Okay, there's a lot left. Alright, let's get to them. Alright, I need another sip for this shit. I might need a beer after. I don't drink beer, by the way. Okay, let's get to it. I'm almost out of water now, too. My ass is like sweating, too. Didn't need to share that, but so for my playing with me, guys. Be Wise. Hey, Be Wise, what's going on, man? What movie have you rewatched the most? My whole life? Rewatched the most? Princess Bride. Princess Bride, I've watched ever since I've been a kid. Empire Strikes Back. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Those are some movies I've seen like the most throughout my whole life. Lion King a lot, too, throughout my childhood. So those are some of the ones I've watched the most. Where do you live? Why do you want to know? I won't tell you my address, but I live in Canada. Canada, Ontario. Alright, next. Will you rank the Fast and Furious films? Yep, I have already. Type in J Vader's Fast and the Furious. You'll see that ranking. Will you rank the Best Picture movies of the last 17 years? Actually, I have special planned this Oscar season in January when they do the live action, when I do my live reaction to the Oscar nominations. I have a special Oscar video planned for you guys. I'll spoil it. I'm going to rank every Best Picture winner ever. Yes, there's like 80-something of them. I'm going to rank them all. It's going to take forever, but I'm going to do it for you guys. Look forward to that in the next few months. Alright, what movie deserves an Oscar but didn't receive one? A lot of movies. Blade Runner. Rutger Hauer, supporting actor. Your Name, Best Animated Film. A lot of movies. There's too much to name. What movie won an Oscar but didn't deserve it? Crash, Best Picture. What's that one? Out of Africa, Best Picture. Meryl Streep for The Iron Lady. I like her in the movie, but Rooney Mara should have won it, not Meryl Streep. So yeah, those are some I don't think people deserved. What's the worst Best Picture? Crash. Will you make a Patreon page? I thought about it. I might. If you guys comment down below, do you want me to make a Patreon? I'll make it if you want me to. I don't know. Maybe. Why do you do mostly rankings and top 5s and top 10s rather than reviews? Why? You're probably asking, why don't I do like classic reviews? Well, 'cause that just take a lot of work. And I'm fine with doing that, but doing top 10s and rankings, I get to talk about older movies in one video. Like, I could talk about 10 films in like one video, so it speeds through the process. Alright. Alright, next is from Booty Bandit. Great name. Congrats on the milestone. Thank you very much. And just a bunch of congratulations. Thank you very much. Anyways, my camera is about to die. Alright, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to take a break, guys. I'll be back and I'll probably take like a 20-minute break, but it'll be like 5 seconds for you guys. So